Fine. So this is the release. This is a release that put me off buying the release we're about to talk about. Because I generally speaking like the Sixth Doctor, and I think this was kind of a fun idea. It's just, it wasn't very good. Bottom line, it wasn't that. That's really it. The bottom line, it just wasn't very good. It was written by who wrote it? I think it's written by Christopher Chapman, Robert Valentine, and Jacqueline Rayner. All of them very good writers, right? All of them have produced quality stuff before. And essentially, it was bringing together 4 eras of the Sixth Doctor to have to do a multi-Doctor story with the Sixth Doctor, right? That's essentially the idea of it. It's called the Quinn Dilemma. It's cutesy, right? Just didn't really work. As I said, bottom line, it just irritated me. I can't remember if it was woke, but it probably was. The Sixth Doctor, I find, is the wokest era on Big Finish, and it's a shame because they did some absolute classics, but it's been a long time since they had anything, good. And it really is, right? It's been a long time, and everything good they do that you can pick up the cheapest chips. But yeah, I've just found this confusing. It wasn't very good. So they did basically something similar with their next release, The Trials of a Time Lord. So they did put out a trailer for it. And who writes this one, which I find the most important thing, by Roshinda Patel, Catherine Armitage, and Stuart Pringle. None of these names really instill hope, right? I mean, there's a lot on here I like. Man, let's look at the trailer they put out. Because, look, the trailer I think is class. But, man, it's not going to get me to buy this thing. It really isn't.
My lives, I battled against evil, against despots, pepper pots, and blobs of corporate greed.
Okay, wait, one thing I like here is that this is from Jubilee, and I like that. Look, do I like it or do I not like it? I don't know. It's very much referencing its own Big Finish continuity. And Jubilee is the high spot of Doctor Who. So I wish there was more Colin Baker stories like that.
Pots, pepper pots, and blobs of corporate greed. Against friends, foes, and family, against even myself. All too often against myself. So believe me.
I know. I'm just kind of finding these style of trailers maybe a bit dated now. Right. And again, this is another high spot, the Sixth Doctor era on audio, where it was one of the early ones. What's it called again? The one with Charles Darwin in the Galapagos with the Sea Devils. Look at me, man. That was a good one, right? That totally was a good one. Yeah, what's it? Doink.
I know how it feels when the day goes dark and the path is paved with monsters. When it's easier to hide and shut your eyes than face what's waiting on the other side of the screen. To let the monsters win.
I don't really understand what they're trying to do with it. And the Cyberman looks really rough. And now you got all this modern era stuff in there as well. I mean, I like the robot, the from Trial at the back, but there's just seems like a lot of money put on this, and it's not really working.
But I want you to know, what I need you to know is this. You must never stop fighting. You must never give up. Because whatever trials come your way, the night is always the darkest before the dawn. And you needn't face it alone. So come with me.
Again, this sounds very good. I have no idea who the bloke is. And again, I don't know. I think in this age of AI, when you can make anything 3D, this is, you know what? AI is why this is dated.
Perry, Mel, and Matthew Sharp, with Evelyn Flip and Mrs. Clark. There's a whole universe out there to explore.
Blood
a billion trillion shining planets teeming with possibility. With people like you. So come on. What you waiting for? Help us save them.
This seems like advertising the back catalogue to be a major part of this, right? Wrong Necrostar. I thought so, PD Rich. That felt like yes. I thought so.
Help us fight the monsters. Come and see the dawn.
And of course, they use AI. Like, there's a small group on social media will freak out, right? Blood Tiger, where they put that in? But yeah, this is really an advert for the whole range, rather than that one story. Yeah, look, they didn't win me over with that. I'll be honest with you, right? They didn't win me over with that. So, and I like to be won over. So yeah, it just came out. I don't know. I don't think I can trust it, right? I might get look if I see one on like BitTorrent or something, I will download it and listen to it. If I like it, I would pay for it. But I can't imagine that happening, right? I can't. And there's a lot big. I mean, like, look, I will recommend Big Finish Raw, just not this stuff, right? I thought Blood Harvest was very, very good, for example. Fine. Let me arrange. I had a whole bunch of stories lined up. Oh God. I had a whole bunch of stories lined up, but as I write them, my blood boils a little bit more. Right, we got this one as well. Hang on a second. I can close that window. I'll close. What's this over here? Close this window. Doink. Maybe we might look at that. Okay, fine. Start. Oh, is it over here? No. One second. Oh, yeah, this is it. Fine. So I'm finding Ncuti Gatwa a bit grating. I'll be frank, right? I'm finding Ncuti Gatwa a little bit grating, and I'm going to show you why. Hang on. This froze. Come over here. Firstly, he's Ncuti Gatwa, right? And he is, by definition, a bit bloody grating, right? Yeah, don't share screen. And I don't think he's very talented, frankly. Right? I think he's just a fad. Right? I mean, that really he feels like Bros, right? You don't remember who Bros is. It was the hugest band in the world in the early 90s, right? Oh, dang. Let me see. My site's really lagging with my. Well, we got my system preferences. The site's eating up all my CPU time. What is this? What is it? It's the Google Chrome site with Google. I got to close some windows then. I guess. Yeah, let's close that. And we'll close that, and we'll close that, and we'll close that. There we go. We'll close. How's it work? I think that might have done the trick, actually. Hang on. How's it lagging now? Close that. All right, that's done the trick, right? Whatever's causing wrong has done the trick. Anyway. I'm finding Ncuti Gatwa a bit grating, right? A bit relentlessly bloody grating, as we're going to talk about. Doctor Who star sends fans wild with incredibly buff physique. This is basically all he has, right? I don't think he has acting ability. I think he gets gay people very hard, right? Sex education star 31 took over the role as Doctor last November when Bi-Generation occurred alongside David Tennant's second time traveling alter ego. First one of Ncuti Doctor aired on Christmas. And honestly, that was the best sign of it. I mean, like, honestly, it was. It was. 1 second. Fine. That was genuinely the best he's ever been. All right. It's just been vastly down, and I think it's probably because I wanted to like him, right? That's where I am right now. I just don't think he's very good. Right? I just rewatched Masters of the Air, which is a Apple TV Plus show. Very, very good. It's Band of Brothers in in the air, essentially. Excellent show until the 8th episode suddenly literally shoehorned in is black people. And I don't mind there being black people in the show, but maybe make a show about the black people. This looked like it was a whole show, and this looked like it was very shoehorned in. Because literally you went 7 episodes, right? It was, they build up characters, specific characters who are all white, right? Because that's just what it was about. It was based on real life. And then all of that in the 8th episode, they just brought in these black characters because they're black characters, right? It's really, and he was one of the black characters. He had about a line or two. He was just so unimpressive. I haven't seen him do anything good ever. I mean, like really, genuinely, I haven't, right? He just makes, I would say gay people, a subset of gay people really hard, right? They really into him. But he's a moron. He's Zoolander playing Doctor Who, right? This is who Ncuti Gatwa. I mean, he really is a moron. Like, look at all the moronic things he's done, right? And I think he gets a pass on because he's a hot black guy, right? Starting the first series with arcs that focus on this sake. Really? Oh, I'm back. Is this reloading? Fine. Irritating. Over on Ncuti's Instagram post, Jesus. Instagram, his latest post on social media platform has seen fans go wild, sharing stats from his trips to Venice. Ncuti's update features pictures of Italian surroundings, but it's shot in his hotel room for the most part. Doctor Who fans are interested in a photo in a small video clip. Ncuti can be seen posing in front of the camera with his tone physique on show. Taking to the platform X, the Doctor Who audience member wrote, Ncuti Gatwa really just woke up and thought he'll post on Instagram without a kind of warning. Well, that simply captured reaction of, okay. Yeah, look, Ncuti, mate. Oh, God. It's just... Let's see what he's got to say. Is it worth downloading the clip? Jesus, man. There's one thing being gay, another thing being a super faggot, right? But they love the faggot thing of Doctor Who, right? And that's not directed at gay people. Teasing more about what's to come. Ncuti added, she's brought an amazing energy. What's it talking about? Veronica Sifu, yeah, film 6's clothing. I know, yeah, I know. They're all non-white. It's so impressive, so brave, so stunning. Right. In the same post you get where you are everything. So again, this is Doctor Who, kids. Yeah. Ranking him for no reason, but £3. Fuck you, Ncuti. You racist cunt. You clueless racist cunt. If this is true, you are a clueless, idiot, racist cunt. Free Palestine, what does that mean? Oh, I know what that means. You think Jews, evil white Jews came over and kicked the indigenous people out of land. You think any Jew can come and say, I want that house to a Palestinian, right? And they just get that house, right? Because you're a fucking moron, right? You are a fucking moron. Man, I got so much respect for RFK. Always stands up for Israel, right? Let me see if I can find a clip from him. Did I bookmark it? I should have done if I didn't. where like he just wouldn't let people talk shit, right? In a very real way. RFK Israel. Let's see what that comes up with. Yeah, oh man, here it is. Here, don't copy it. And the reason he's so good, he's coming from such a place of knowledge, right? Which he just hammers them home with. Like he's like, listen, of the three candidates for president, he was clearly the smartest. I didn't agree with him and everything, but clearly the smartest of all of them, no question. Share screen. Still downloading. It's still downloading. Wow, it's going to take several minutes. Say 2 minutes now. Now it's down to 1 minute. It's like this. It's a 17 megabyte. The regressors, the regressors cannot tell the difference between Gaza and Palestine. Well, I mean, oh man, that went down. Look, the truth is that there's not really much difference, frankly, right? They are, they all hate Jews, right? We could all have an easy life. Now, Palestinians, on the other hand, generally speaking, who work in Israel, they're okay, right? They're okay with working with Jews, right? But there's just so much embedded, endemic Jew hatred, racism within the structure of all Arab society. It's yeah, they all thought October 7th was fine, right, and was justified. It blows my mind what people think about. Like, they generally think evil white people came and kicked out indigenous brown people, which is nonsense, right? Not to be on nonsense. Yeah, let me say about RFK. Like, I want to counterbalance this with like some intelligence. Like, is this working?
Is the Israeli Hamas is a criminal enterprise.
Sure.
Yes. The Palestinian, and you talk about solutions for the Palestinian people. The Palestinian people are arguably the most pampered people by international aid organizations.
Are you kidding me?
No,
even before this war, 78% of people in Gaza said they had, not enough food to eat.
Right. And why is that? Why are you blaming Israel?
In part, it's Hamas, and in part, it's the fact that Israel imposed a blockade and talked about putting them on a diet.
No. It's not actually Israel imposed a blockade. This was Israel and Egypt imposed a blockade on Hamas when they refused to say we're not going to try and kill Jews.
If your neighbor, first of all, Israel has no obligation. Israel built 3,000 hothouses and gave them for greenhouses. That would have made Gaza completely food self-sufficient, gave it to them as a gift, offered to rebuild the port of Gaza to make it the Singapore of the West. Hamas said, no, we don't want Jew money, we don't want Jew ideas. And what do?
100% accurate. Again, that he's like going toe-to-toe with these people. This guy's great.
But the international aid agencies have given Gaza more than 10 times per capita what we gave to rebuild all of Europe after the Marshall Plan. They've gotten $8,300 per capita, every person in Gaza. We rebuilt Europe with $621 per capita.
I had no idea of that metric. Isn't that wild? Right, okay. Just if you didn't understand his English, he's saying the international community has given so much money to Gaza. They've essentially given minimally $8,900 per citizen to rebuild Gaza, whereas I'm assuming this has been adjusted for inflation. Whereas the amount of money to rebuild Europe after World War II was $604. That's crazy.
In Europe, and we rebuilt it. Mm-hmm. What did they do with that money? Instead of using it to make this,
Gaza is this beautiful country, white sand beaches. It should be a paradise.
100% right. It should be like a gold mine. It should have been the Singapore of the Middle East. It would have been huge. There would have been money flowing out of Gaza.
I said, we don't want that. They take virtually all of that money and they steal it. So the top 5 guys, the top 5 leaders of Hamas are billionaires. Ismail Haniyeh has $5 billion, according to Forbes.
But Bobby, again,
wait, let me just finish. No, because you made
Hamas.
you are making a statement that is just wrong. It's not Israel's fault that Gaza is poverty-stricken. Gaza is
yeah. You don't often find some politician this knowledgeable or this much, on your side.
Should be one of the wealthiest states on the Mediterranean.
They have no control over their own territory.
Of course,
Israel
if you go to war,
everything that comes in and goes out.
If you go to war, no, Crystal, why are you blaming? Why do you insist on blaming Israel rather than blaming Hamas?
I do blame Hamas, but you know what else, Bobby? Our tax dollars do not go to Hamas. They go to the Netanyahu.
Yes, he just talked about it.
And why? And you know
what?
what?
Bombs, 22,000
You know what
that are being bombed, dropped on the civilian population right now.
You know what most of our tax dollars have gone for? For the Iron Dome, which is a way of not invading Gaza, our country and Israel.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. Again, so I'm like amazed that this guy's going. Anyway, this is you get the point, right? You get the point. And then you get doofuses like this moron who, again, Doctor Who should be for everybody, right? Doctor Who should be for everybody and not exclusive. Now, if this is true, it's not, right? Vacuous cunt. I mean, genuinely, it's the only way I can describe him, right? We'll go for this next. So then, amazingly, the BBC decided they're not a degenerate, perverted, sex-obsessed organization, right? They decided, no, horny Doctor Who wanting to get his leg over with a bloke, that's fine. And anybody who says that's not fine isn't fine, right? Again, anybody... whatever consenting adults want to do in private, that is fine. There should be spaces available for heteronormative people to exist without there being constant screamings that being gay is okay. No one arguing with you that being gay is okay. You don't need to show me Doctor Who tongue kissing a bloke to show me being gay is okay. In fact, that does the opposite for most people, right? And then you just, oh my God, what bigotry! It's like, here, do I have that? Let me see. I saw a. I might have got smart and actually saved something. Bookmarked it. I think I actually did. Bookmarks. There's a cartoon that very much illustrates this very point. Oh, here it is. There. Don't go before that. No. Yeah. I gotta find where we are. Don't we're over here. Stop screen. Share screen. Oh, it's lagging again. Doink, right? Stop forcing your beliefs on us. This is so accurate. I mean, like, we live in this, like, intense degeneracy everywhere, where everything's always about some kind of sex, and it's just very rarely heteronormative, right? And we got to involve kids in it, right? Yeah, and then stop forcing your beliefs. It's everywhere. Right? Again, and this is the sort of weird shit you see all the time. I tell you, mate. But yeah, and then they say, oh no, it's totally normal. It's all just totally bloody normal. Oh, it's not, mate. Doctor was fine without him doing a gay kiss, and it like does kill it for religious Jews, Christians, and Muslims. You know, I don't think that if you're worried about the teeny minority of the world that are trans and how they feel, why not be worried about how Christians feel? No, we can only worry about one person. Absolutely. Okay. So, Doctor BBC throws out complaint. So the BBC should throw out the complaint about the Bridgerton-inspired Doctor Who episode featuring the gay kiss. Yeah, it's the gay kiss that's the problem. We didn't mind the Bridgerton-inspired bit of it. The BBC dismissed viewer complaints about the episode. Who bothered complaining? Hi, you're a degenerate, weird organization that hates heteronormative families, right? Do you think your degenerative, weird shit you've been putting on is bad? No, we don't think our degenerative, weird shit they're putting on TV is bad. Well, there you go then. Well, that sorted that out for me. I mean, that's how I imagine this conversation going. 2 disgruntled members took issue with inappropriate sexual innuendo. Members of what? That developed between Gatwa's Time Lords and Gross Bounty Hunter. Members of what? Audience member. 2 disgruntled audience members. I don't know why they bother calling. All right. Okay. But I don't know. I think they're lying. Yeah, and you saw the ratings take a hit right afterwards, didn't you? As I recall. Like, one of the things that really killed this era of Doctor Who is his gay dancing, how he was introduced. Doctor Who ratings accumulator. 2024. Let's have a look. What episode was Rogue? That was the one where there was. Now I gotta look up what bloody episode. Wait, it's Space Babies. I'm not gonna bloody remember. Devil's Cord. That was the 3rd one. Boom. Sorry. So Boom, and then there was a shooting light one, wasn't it? Yeah, 72 yards, and then another sort of shooting light one. What was it? What's the other sort of shooting? Oh, yeah, Dot and Bubble, right? And I think it was this one. So it was 6, right? Because 7, 8. So 6, you had a drop off of how many? 900,000, right? But you lost a significant part of your audience, right? Just overnight, and I think the base is about 2 million apparently, right? And then they bump it up to 3.5. Yeah, right. It's still shit, right? I'm sorry, it's still shit. It's still lower than Sylvester McCoy at his lowest. So, what was it? What's that magic figure again? Doctor Who Battlefield. Battlefield. Because they got the ratings here. This is the lowest rated Doctor Who ever. 3.1, right? 3.1 million. And again, this is the people watching a non-promoted show when we had a much smaller population was smaller by about 5%, maybe 10%. It was like 10 million smaller. I think maybe even more. And it's not taking into account time shifting, people watching it on recording it. So 3.1, right? And honestly, I think the 7-day ratings. I'll give you the overnights, maybe, right? But I think these are bullshit too. I think, again, they add on people who watched it for 2 minutes or more. So I don't think it's doing very well, quite frankly. So, but they said no, it's okay. It's okay. You're wrong, they said. Okay, well, that's nice to know, right? 2 audience members took issue with the inappropriate sexual innuendo. It wasn't innuendo. God. They were like one scene away from fingering each other's arseholes, right? That developed between Gatwa's Time Lord and Gross Bounty Hunter Rogue in the Bridgerton-inspired story. The viewers said the season 14 episode entitled Rogue featured content that was unsuitable. I agree with you. I'm sorry. While there should be not hatred directed at gay people, obviously, right? Obviously, there should not be hatred directed at gay people. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Equally, you've got to say by definition, it's a very fringe sexuality. I don't think fringe sexuality is something appropriate for children. You know, that's my opinion. Unsuitable for children. I agree with it. One person added that the speed of which the Rose, Dr. Rose connection was concerning. Yes, they just wanted to fuck each other. That's all they were interested in. The BBC's Executive Complaints Unit. Oh well, I'm sure they're on the case. Executive. They're one of the most useless bodies in the world. Throughout the concerns, no, in a ruling on Thursday, the unit said that the sexual window was mild and suitable for Doctor Who's young audience because you're a pervert degenerate. That's why. And it wasn't innuendo. They were kissing each other. Oh, that's not sex. Like, this devaluing of sex is disgusting. I'm really, grossed out by it. The ECU considered the sexual innuendo towards the mildest end of the spectrum. Well, yeah, but you guys are weird perverts in an organization of pedophiles, right? So, and in any case, like to go to the heads of children. Fuck. No, it wasn't. Obviously, people who don't have children then. It's, it's just like... What? Because anything adults do in private is in private. And again, they should only be. It wasn't an innuendo. They said they wanted. Jesus, bloody Christ! They were kissing. I understand what's confusing about this. The Doctor Who episode set in the British Regency period of 1813 was the first broadcast on 8th of June to very small audiences, but not smaller than a week after. Right, made history after the first explicit romantic same-sex. Well, exactly. So it's not an innuendo then. It's either explicit or innuendo. Which one is it? It seems like it's explicit to me. Mischievous flirting throughout the episode, shocking the other guests at the Regency Ball during the same-sex dancing. Their united effort finally saw Rogue sacrificing themselves to save the world. Before I had to give the Doctor a long goodbye kiss. They compared it to John Barrowman's kiss. No, excuse me. You just said first ever explicit romantic same-sex kiss. So which is it? Is it the first one, or is it just one and that's normal? No. So which one is it? It's this one, you dumb cunt, right? Now, purely coincidentally. We also have this piece. Rossi says he's hopeful that Doctor Who will be renewed for season 3, but adds there's no update yet. I don't think there's going to be an update till next year at the earliest. I don't think there's going to be Doctor Who in 2026. Right? It's going to be there in 2025, but it's not going to be there in 2026. Right? Here, 1 second. Where's that thing? There we go. Here, 1 second. Wait, I'm going to put this on the screen. I will do it this way. Like open with Google Chrome. That should do the trick. Is it? Oh, there you go. It is. Oh man, I'm going to give it a minute. Fine, there you go. Rossi Davis now confirmed that he doesn't expect the confirmation of season 3 until season 2 is finished. Right, so that's what a good. That's 2025, right? These things take time. I think the decision will come after transmission of season 2. No, that's saying it's not being commissioned. If that's the case, no. That's not being commissioned then. Okay, let's see. It's what the showrunner says it's likely news of season won't come until season 2 has aired. That's Chris Christmas 2025. So new, but they would start. Well, no, they would have to start working on it. Otherwise, there won't be in 2026. Wow. So season 2 may not be kicking the new off until next year, but fans are already looking forward to a future praying that the beloved sci-fi show will be renewed beyond that. I'm not. I'm hoping it ends. Hey, this series is all about time, I guess. But the third season, as far as I know, the BBC have commissioned a third season. I'm not sure if they have a streaming partner for it. Right? They had a deal with Disney for $100 million, I believe, for the content. This is interesting. They had a deal for $100 million. It included a 918. Is it? Yeah, 918, like 22, 23 episodes, right? Which is good money for them. Like that's cheap for Disney. And it was a good gamble, and it certainly fit them. As one of my viewers commented, it fit them like a butt plug. It was that well, right? It certainly fits Disney. But it's very indicative they didn't buy the other stuff as well, right? I think they thought they'll get the Doctor Who, was it Confidential, whatever it is now they're calling it, Doctor Who, irritating shite. But these are like, yeah, no, we're cool. It's okay, baby. Fine. But the third season, more third season, he remains hopeful despite there being no update. He tells SSX magazine a new issue which features Agatha all on covers on the newsstands on September 4th. I guess we'll go over that. The writer revealed that he doesn't expect there to be news on third season renewal until second one is aired. Blimey. It's an injury decision like any business. These things take time. They didn't used to. I think the decision will come after transmission of season 2. Fuck me. That's what we're expecting, and we've always been heading with. You're a lying cunt, Russell. Right? And how many times we caught you lying? So while we don't have the exact air date for season 2, we do know that it's locked in for early 2025, and we'll see Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor, joined by a new commander played by Varada Sethu, very hot, and she was actually great. Who portrayed Belinda Chandra? You may remember her playing a different character, Monday Flynn, in season 1 episode. Boom, she was excellent in that, despite leaving the TARDIS during the Empire of Death's ending. What? Also, despite leaving Willie Gibson will return for, it's basically to wrap up her arc. I mean, but it seemed pretty wrapped up to me. Tango 7 to 24 is a Christmas special, which was on Bridgerton, blah, 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 blah. This sounds like really bad news, right? And I think this is all tied together, frankly. I think this is all one story. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.